What's up, guys? It's Alex here down at Al's Drum School. How are we all doing? I hope you're all doing well out there in the madness, staying safe and healthy. For today's lesson, I wanted to have a quick talk about some of the things we may need to know that apply when we're not playing the drums. And today we're going to have a little look at relationships. So there's so many times when we're out touring or even teaching, playing the drums in any situation, that we meet countless amounts of people. Sound techs, photographers, crew, lighting engineers, drivers, students' parents, the list goes on. And it's not often that we'll take time to sort of have a conversation with those people or introduce ourselves. We're very busy doing our things, setting up drums, or we've all got a job to do. Something you might realise or might find if you do start talking to these people is that you have a lot in common with them outside of music. We all work in this industry, but it's not the only thing that we do. For instance, I love my yoga, meditation, and men's mental health and men's work, and I also love getting out in the garden. Growing food and flowers is something I'm really, really passionate about as well. So why is it important to start and maintain good relationships? First of all as well, I'd like to say that not all relationships need to be strategic and big networking, career-driven interactions. Most of them, or a lot of them, will start in your early years of playing in bands or on projects that you're working on. I still have good friends from way back in high school when we started playing together that I still work with on projects to this day. Others I work for, or we work for each other, swapping gigs in and out, and we don't really get to spend a lot of time together. But all of these relationships are very important to me nonetheless. So for the ones that happen organically, they will do exactly that. They'll happen organically. You'll spend time together, you'll do what you do, you'll be playing together, you'll be hanging out together. There's another set of relationships that it's important to try and cultivate and build, and these are the strategical ones. These are the career-driven ones. For the ones that are strategical and career-driven, they need to be handled a little bit differently. They often could be a little bit more delicate, and most of the time are coming from what we call a cold start. You will get introduced as you go through your career and meet other people, and that will be really beneficial. And a lot of the time, that's usually a better way or a more organic way of starting to build that relationship with that person or the artist you want to work with, or a studio you're trying to get into, or even a brand you're trying to get yourself affiliated with. Here's a couple of tips that may be useful for you and have certainly helped me over the years when building those cold start relationships. Number one, don't ask for anything on the initial introduction. That's a big no-no, guys. Instead, offer something. Offer some time, some skills, some knowledge, or anything that you may feel be useful to that relationship. 2, do your research, guys. It's really obvious when someone reaches out and doesn't actually know who it is they're trying to speak to. Try and find out the person's name, try and find out the job they do, and again, find out what it is you can bring to the table for that first interaction. 3, be polite, and most importantly, be humble. There's not much room for egos in this business, guys, and that's all there really is to say on that. Be humble, stay humble. 4, make sure you follow through with what it is you agree to do. As obvious as that sounds, it's way too often overlooked. Keeping your word goes so far in this game. Since I became aware of the impact of doing this, I've tried to make a point of reaching out. If I get that thought, maybe I should call that person, or maybe I should text or send that email, then I'm really trying to act on it. And you'd be surprised how many people really are up for just having a conversation. If we're reaching out to someone who's interested in the same thing as us, guys, the chances are they're going to want to talk to you about it. With all this said, guys, it really doesn't mean that I'm trying to reach out to every single person I can think of, or I'm always trying to gain something from that relationship. It's the total opposite. Each time I reach out, I'm always coming from a community angle or from a supportive angle. The drum community is really welcoming. The drum community is global and super supportive. Anytime you feel like you want to reach out, guys, I urge you to do it. And that includes reaching out to me. I'm open. I want to talk drums. We don't even have to do full lessons. If you do want to do that, great. But we can just chat. I'm always keen to do that. I truly hope this will resonate with some of you guys. And I also hope that some of the tips I've shared will be useful. I'm really trying to start the conversation about all the things that aren't related to playing the drums. Of course, that's super important. We need to put the time in and build our craft and do the practice. But I also want to shed some light on the things around that: business, relationships, career, all the stuff that goes alongside actually working as a drummer. I hope you're all staying safe out there, guys, and I hope to see some of you soon. Peace.